everyone, and welcome. Today, we are going to tackle one of the biggest myths in all of gardening. Seriously, it's a rule that might be stopping you from growing some of the most unique and delicious fruit you could ever taste. You've heard it 1,000 times, right? Fruit trees need full sun. It's like the first page in the gardening handbook. But what if that advice, that core belief, is only half the story? What if it's making you ignore some of the best spots in your yard? So the classic wisdom is you need, 6 to 8 hours of direct sun for any kind of fruit tree. And because of that, so many of us just write off those shady corners, don't we? That spot by the fence, the north-facing balcony, we just assume it's a dead zone for fruit. Well, that full sun myth is exactly what we are going to blow wide open today. Okay, so to really get why that rule is so incomplete, we have to look at nature's own little secret. The whole answer lies with a special group of plants that didn't just learn to tolerate shade, they literally evolved for it. And this is such a crucial distinction to make. We're talking about understory plants. These guys aren't just shade tolerant, which kind of means they just put up with it. No, they are shade adapted. They have spent thousands and thousands of years perfecting the art of growing in that dappled, filtered light under bigger trees. And for us as gardeners, well, that is a huge advantage. All right, enough with the theory. Let's see this in action. I'm going to show you 3 absolutely incredible fruits that will completely flip the script on what you thought was possible in a shady garden spot. First up, and you got to get ready for this one, is what I like to call the absolute king of shade fruit trees. I am not kidding. This plant is going to change everything you think you know about growing fruit. Meet the Pawpaw. Just look at these stats. The flavor is like a creamy, rich banana mango custard. It tastes completely tropical. But here's the wild part. It's native to the forests of the eastern U.S. and can handle winters all the way down to Zone 5. It's like a walking contradiction. A delicious contradiction. Just let that sink in for a minute. You can get a tropical-tasting fruit from a tree that is perfectly happy in the shade in a cold climate. This is exactly the kind of hidden potential I'm talking about. It's a total game changer. Okay, next up, let's talk about our cold climate champion. If you live somewhere that gets just brutally cold in the winter, this one's for you. So this is the Haskap, sometimes called the Honeyberry, and this thing is an absolute powerhouse. It comes from places like Siberia, so, it's tough. The flavor? Imagine a blueberry, but more intense, more complex, with a little bit of a zing. And get this, it's one of the very first fruits to ripen in the spring, and it is packed with more antioxidants than blueberries. So that number you're looking at, -4 degrees Fahrenheit, that's not what the plant can survive. That's what its open flowers can survive. Some varieties can go even lower. This thing is practically indestructible. For anyone gardening in a cold place, this is just incredible. And again, it's perfectly happy in partial shade that would make other berries just give up. All right, for our last case study, we're getting into some really weird and wonderful territory. This isn't just a plant you eat. It's a full-on sensory experience. We're talking about the miracle fruit. So here is the deal with this thing. You pop one of these little red berries in your mouth, and for the next hour or so, a protein inside it called miraculin basically rewires your taste buds. Anything sour suddenly tastes incredibly sweet. You can literally bite into a lemon, and it tastes like lemonade. And since it's a true rainforest understory plant, it genuinely hates direct sun, which makes it the perfect plant for a pot on your porch or even indoors. So let's just recap here. We have the Pawpaw with its tropical taste, the Haskap, our super tough cold climate hero, and the miracle fruit, which is basically a magic trick for your mouth. 3 completely different, amazing plants. And what do they all have in common? They thrive in the shade that we've all been taught to avoid. So at this point, you're probably thinking, this is great, but how do I actually grow these things? Well, the good news is getting started is way simpler than you might think, especially if you're growing in containers. It really just boils down to 4 simple things. First, get a big pot. Give those roots plenty of room to stretch out. Second, use an acidic soil mix. Think of the stuff you'd use for blueberries. Third, keep the soil consistently moist. Remember, these are forest plants. They don't like to get bone dry. And fourth, feed them a little bit when they're actively growing. That's really it. That's the basic recipe for success. So let's pull all of this together. We've busted the full sun myth. We've uncovered this world of incredible fruit that actually prefers the shade. Now the final step is to completely change how you look at your own space. And this is the ultimate takeaway. This is the big idea I want you to walk away with. That shady spot you wrote off, the place you thought nothing good could ever grow, it is not a liability. It is a massive opportunity. It's your garden's new frontier. So I want you to take what you've learned today and go look at your space with new eyes. You have the knowledge now. You know what's possible. Go find that shady corner. It's been waiting for you this whole time.